Hello, I'm Evi Dia Indrawati. Welcome to Business Conversation Microlearning series with Pusdiklat Keuangan Umum. This is the first lesson in the series. If you want to improve your business conversation skills, just follow all of our microlearning series here in KLC. In this lesson, you can learn how to speak more fluently in English. Let me begin by asking you, how long have you been studying English? More than 10 years probably? Do you find that sometimes, even though you have learned it for years, you can't speak fluently? Do you learn lots of grammar and vocabulary, but you find it difficult to make sentences when you speak? In this lesson, we're going to talk about fluency and what you can do to improve your English fluency. Now, let's define first what is fluency. Fluency doesn't just mean speaking a language well. Some people think that speaking English fluently just means having a good general English level, probably, but fluency is more specific than that. Fluency means that you speak smoothly without stopping or hesitating. Actually, there are two things in fluency. The first is your mouth needs to produce and connect English words and sounds in a fast, smooth way. So this is physical. And the second, fluency is mental. What is mental? Your brain needs to find the right words and build English sentences quickly and smoothly. Now, to improve your fluency, you need to work on both sides, the physical and also the mental. And I will explain later on this. Okay then, this micro-learning will explain you tips to improve your English fluency. Okay, check out the following tips. Number one, and this is the most important thing, get out of there and just speak English. You need to talk to people and have conversation regularly. You can't just read or listen, but you need to speak. Reading English will improve your reading. Practicing listening will improve your listening. But what about speaking? Speaking English is a practical skill. It's not something that you can learn from a book. You have to do something with your speaking. So it's more like riding a bicycle or play a guitar. You need to practice regularly to make any progress. How regularly? As often as you can. There is no maximum, but I recommend you that you spend at least 2 or 3 hours a week speaking English if you really want to improve. Or let's say 30 minutes a day if you can make it daily. So, how can you do this? There are just so many ways actually. Go to classes, take a speaking training, talk to native speakers or bullies in your city, join groups or activities with English speakers, find a conversation partner online, do a language exchange. There are just so many possibilities these days, right? Especially with the internet and the social media, everything is possible. Well, I believe that many of you are thinking right now, but Miss Effie, I don't have a partner to talk to. I'm shy, Miss Effie. It's too difficult, Miss Effie. I'm not so confident, and many more, I think. I guess that. Let's talk about that later, but I will continue with the second tip. Now, listen. Tip number 2, get used to pressure. I know that speaking a foreign language is hard. Yeah, you can say that sometimes in our own language situation, we find it hard to express. And it feels more difficult to do it in another language. Sometimes you feel it is almost impossible, right? When you have to do it in a foreign language like English. That's just how it is. Yes, for sure, English is not our native language. And it all takes a process. It all takes time to master it. You just need to be patient and calm down. So you just need to push yourself to go out and speak more, practice more. You have to accept that it will feel difficult, uncomfortable, and intimidating a lot of time. But that's just how it is. Don't let it stop you. You can still practice, you can still communicate. So never fear of making mistakes, because we are still learning and you can still improve. So yeah, just accept that you are going to feel nervous or uncomfortable, and you have to speak and communicate anyway. Feeling nervous, I think, does not stop you from communicating, right? So, what's the key point? You have to accept and learn to deal with that kind of pressure. Don't try to think that it feels so scary, so I won't do it. No, it won't feel scary in the future. So the only way to make it easier is just to go out and do it again and again. And if you do that, you will feel more confident. It will get a little bit easier with time. Yes, it's hard in the beginning, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes, right? So time will tell. The next time you practice, it'll be easier and more effortless. Trust me. So, now you know the most important points about fluency, right? There are two I have already mentioned. Now listen up for tips number 3. Number 3, give input to your English by speed reading or singing. You can find a text in English from a textbook, probably from a newspaper, from web pages, social media, or anywhere. Choose something easy enough for you. So don't start with a lot of new words or something that is way above your current English level. You can try with the topic that you like most, like your hobbies or like music. And you sit down with a timer, read the text aloud, and time yourself. Check the timer, how long it takes you to read aloud in the first try. Now, read that again. Try to beat your previous time. And keep going like this. See how fast you can read the text. And then you try again. Read aloud the text one more time. Check, is this time faster than before? Now you must be wondering, what's this for? Why you need to do this? Remember that part of fluency is physical, right? Your mouth needs to produce English sounds and English words fast and smoothly. Now, doing speed reading like this is a good way to practice with that side of fluency. Physical fluency, I mean. So this way of practicing for me is really useful because you can do it almost anywhere and every time, as much as you can. I think you can do 5 minutes practice or 15 minutes or half an hour, up to you. It is all helpful. The key is doing it again and again. Let's see another good technique like this. If you don't like speed reading, you can try using songs. You can find an English song that you like. Find the lyrics online and search it from Google. Play the song, read the lyrics, and sing along with the music. Like with speed reading, this is a good technique to practice with the physical side of fluency. You know, when you sing a song, you have to go at the speed of the song, right? You start with slower song first, then choose faster ones. Try to choose something that is possible but challenging, so you can sing the song, but it's difficult to go fast enough. Again, doing this singing like this will really help with your physical fluency. It is also easy to do, right? You can do one song in a day, and I promise you that if you keep doing that, you will feel a difference quite quickly, right? So, okay, speed reading and singing songs are good for your physical fluency. Now, what about the mental side of fluency? Get ready, I'm going to give you tip number 4. Number 4, learn language in chunks. We very often see people learn new vocabularies by trying to memorize the vocabularies, right? But actually, in real, we learn a language in sentences and phrases. So don't try to translate new words, especially in our own native language. Yeah, that is so complicated, and it will just slow you down in speaking. because your brain does many things. You learn new word, you translate that in your Indonesian language, and then you try to use it in sentences while speaking. Does that sound familiar to you? I think you need to break that habit, because that will always make you slow and not fluent in your speaking, as you try to do so many things at the same time, at once. So I think don't limit yourself to words that you don't understand. Because people tend to stop, right? Well, they don't know the meaning of a new word. They get stuck. Now, you don't try also to memorize long list of new vocabulary too. That is not going to be useful in your speaking. Because we cannot learn individual words, but we learn multiple words together to understand a sentence, right? This is what we call chunking. So here is how chunking is done. For example, I'll give you an example here. Somebody asks you, how's it going? And you have to answer that. How's it going? There are 4 words here. How is it going? So you don't try to understand the meaning of individual word in that sentence. So when we speak, we need phrases and sentences, right? Not individual words. How's it going? Actually, it has about the same meaning with how are you? Knowing that meaning, then you know how to reply to that question, right? Good, thanks. That is chunking. Another example like this. Imagine somebody asks you, what are you doing this weekend? Okay, I give you 3 sample answers and pay attention to this. I'm going to see my parents. I'm thinking of going for a bike ride. I might play golf with my boss. Now, you try to make your own sentences. Complete the sentence. I'm going to da-da-da. I'm thinking of da-da-da. I might da-da-da. Try to make 2 or 3 sentences for each sentence that I mentioned so that you use different endings. This is called chunking. So chunking group of words like what I've shown you before, it will make it easier for you to remember things to say. And chunking, I think, is also helpful for you to help you with your short-term memory. I'm going to blah blah blah. Hang out with my friends, see my family, work for extra money, and so on. I'm thinking of playing golf, swimming with my son, going to cinema, going shopping, and so on. I might blah blah blah. Read a new novel, play tennis with my manager, clean up my apartment, and so on. That is how chunking is done. Can you try that? Okay, I give you time to give it a try. Good luck. Alright, learners, I have given you 4 tips to improve your English fluency. Do you still remember all of them? Yes, just look at this writing in the caption. My question is, do you think you can make it, my friends? What do you think of possible challenges trying those tips? Let me have your comment in the discussion forum at klc2.kmq.go.id. Leave your comments in the chat forum, okay? That's all for now. Thank you for joining this micro learning. I hope you enjoy learning with me, and I'll see you all in different topics of business conversation series. Thank you. Bye-bye.